Hi, Professor. Myself, Rahul Das. So here I'm going to do the application security assignment for part B. So here I will show you some codes. So this is the employee pass and the all the details of that employee. And this is the employee repository file. Yep, that's all. This is the application process file, which contains all the database details. Like this is the database that I have created using my SQL workbench. So let me show you the database here. Yep, this is the database that I have created, testing string one, and I granted all the privileges to the testing string here. And let's go back to the code. So here I am going to run it using the Spring 9 boot up. Yep, it's running successfully. Now it automatically creates a table named employee over here. So let's go back to the workbench and refresh the schemas. Yep, the database is created and we can see the table named employee over here. Now let's go to the query name and test this one. Yes, there is nothing inside this database. So now let's go back to the code, the dashboard. Let's open it in the browser. Yes, this is a web page that is showing up the employee ID, employee name, job title, and salary, and the department number, everything. So now let's test this code using SAP. Here I use the SAP for testing this code. So now let's go back to the Eclipse. Now, let's go back to the Eclipse and I'm going to copy paste this URL and paste it into the SAP. And now we can see both screens over here. So here we can see the changes after testing it using this app. Yep. After testing it, we can see that there is five vulnerabilities shown inside that code. So the first one is the absence of anti-CSRF token vulnerability. So this is the type of vulnerability that the web app does not verify that form submissions that come from the legitimate sources. So this opened the door for cross-site requests for the forgery attacks. So for fixing this, we should implement CSRF protection so that each request contains a server issue token, helps to prevent unauthorized submissions. And the second one is the application error disclosure. In this one, the error responses reveal internal system details like the file paths or the class name. So attackers can use this information for targeted exploits. For fixing this, we can replace detailed error outputs with user-friendly messages and we can store technical errors securely in logs. The third one is the content security policy header not set. In this vulnerability, this happens whenever we use without a defined CSP. The browser might load malicious scripts or the resources from the untrusted domains. So fixing this, we should enforce a CSP header that allows only approved domains for loading scripts, images, or any other styles. And the fourth one is the missing anti-clickjacking header. So this vulnerability is mainly focused on the application that can be embedded in another website. This enables clickjacking attacks where users unknowingly click the hidden controls. To fixing this, we can use headers like X-frame options to block framing of the site by the other domains. And the final one is the X content type options header missing. In this one, this mostly occurs when the browsers may try to auto detect file types, and this leads to security issues if an attacker serves disused content. So to fix this, we can set the header to tell browsers to trust the declared file type and not the guesses. So these are the file vulnerability that we found after testing using the SAP for that code. So let's go to the Eclipse and here we can see that after testing it, here are some warnings showing in the console. And now let's test this. Let's test for that this form is working properly or not. I'm giving the employee ID 1 and giving my name over here. Yep, the employee info is added. Now let's go back to the database and check out there. Yep, yep, the data is entered successfully. So after the testing, also the data and everything is working properly.